We want to get this show in, and that is our salute to you, the greatest race fans in all the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you at this time to grab your seat. Remember, there's young race fans out there that would love to see the racing action just like you would. You grab your seat, the little race fans get the opportunity to watch the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. This is your Dixie Chopper. Feel the thunder. At the end of lap number 1, Spencer Hughes going to be out front in the PCC Motorsports 11. Jimmy Owens, one of 2 drivers to win this race 3 times, James, knocking on the door. He's down to the inside to battle for the lead.
Jimmy Owens looking for his 81st career win in the Lucas Oil Label Dirt Series. Second all time to Scott Bloomquist. New leader, 2 laps, 2 different leaders. The O show in turn 1.
Spencer Hughes led lap number 1. Jimmy Owens now out front in lap number 2. Jimmy Owens has won a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race in 16 straight seasons. He's not yet won with the Lucas Oil Series in 2023.
As I mentioned a while ago, 16 different winners this year. Comes Hudson O'Neill in the bottom. The Valvoline Rocket Woodhouse car. He'll out of the climber and take lines. Roth hitting and Cooley 11 down the back straightaway. Dale McDowell running in 4th right now. 5th is Corey Hedgecock. Out in front, it's the veteran driver out of Newport, Tennessee, as Hudson O'Neill moves to 2nd in car 1.
Hudson O'Neill able to sneak by Spencer Hughes that last time by Dale McDowell, now 4th. Corey Hedgecock going to round out the top 5. And just as we say that, in the battle for 5th, on your screen, Josh Rice on the top of the racetrack, going to work his way around Corey Hedgecock, and they're 3 wide for 5th off corner number 4.
They roll out of turn number 2 right now in the top. Let's see here, the top 10. Only 2 drivers have ever won this race. Here comes Rice to the top. Josh Rice, you know this crowd is going to go crazy like it did in 2014 with Kentucky native Eddie Carrier Jr. with the win. And right now, the battle for the lead in turn 1. They're side by side, Dustin. Hudson O'Neill and Jimmy Owens.
Hudson O'Neill just peeked the nose down to the inside of Jimmy Owens, both in 3 and 4 and in 1 and 2. Owens will try to limbo with O'Neill through the corners, seeing how low they can go. Jimmy Owens going to stay out front this time by 7 laps scored, 93 laps remaining.
Guys who are going to be comers and goers in this race with this new tire rule. They run in the new NLMT 2, 3, and 4. And right now, Owens leads. As you see the battle there, Josh Rice working the outside, the defending track champion, 2-time Spring 50, 2-time Ralph Latham Memorial winner, tries the crossover at the line. They're even into 1, Dustin.
They're even momentarily, and then Rice clears McDowell down in turns 1 and 2. So move Josh Rice up into the 4th spot. And Dale McDowell not going to give up without a fight. McDaddy going to drive back down to the inside of the 11 through turns 3 and 4. Side by side for position number 4. Dale McDowell takes it back.
Right now, the top 5, it remains Owens, O'Neill, Hughes, McDowell, Rice. 6th is Corey Hedgecock. 7th is Ferguson. 8th, Gustin. 9th, Garrett Smith. 10th runs Kyle Bronson.
This time by James coming around to complete 10 laps in this one. Hudson O'Neill, like a pesky fly, just not going away. He'll run the bottom 1 lap. He'll run the top 1 lap, doing everything he can to try to work by the 20 of Jimmy Owens, knowing that there might be inclement weather moving in. You just got to get to halfway, James, in this one. Spencer Hughes is 3rd, Dale McDowell 4th, and Josh Rice rounds out the top 5.
11 in the books, clean and green so far. Down the main straightaway, there's Rice, works the outside of Ferguson. Here comes Hedgecock through the middle, but Jimmy Owens, that big hill-powered rocket for Bobby and Jessica Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. His first year driving for them, holds the lead off at turn 4 at the stripe.
Jimmy Owens remains out front. He's actually stretched out a little bit these last few laps, James. He's got a 1.4 second advantage over Hudson O'Neill. Spencer Hughes remains in 3rd. He actually is under fire from the 17M of Dale McDowell. Behind them, side by side for 5th, Josh Rice on the outside, Chris Ferguson on the inside, and man, McDowell and Hughes almost made contact battling for 3rd.
Spencer Hughes still has the 3rd spot in that PCC Motorsports car. Here comes Rice and Hedgecock. Kentucky and Tennessee getting wound up top here. The Bluegrass State into turn 3. Rice a run on McDowell as McDowell will pressure Hughes. He's to the bottom. They're trying to go 3 wide off of turn 4 down the main straightaway. Rice has to do the crossover. McDowell gets the spot, DJ.
Dale McDowell Gets that spot 3 wide now for the 4th position as a pair of 11s going at it with a 22. And Rice got squeezed out of the spot, so Josh Rice just went from battling for 3rd. This time by, he's going to fall all the way back to 6th at the stripe.
Rice back to 6th, Hedgecock is 7th, Gustin 8th, Bronson 9th, Garrett Smith runs in 10th, the defending dirt track world champion. But that battle back here for McDowell on back there is several car lengths behind. The top 2 could be Jimmy Owens and Hudson O'Neal. And Jimmy Owens picking up the tail end of the field, Dustin, with 16 in the books.
And he's actually changed his line as well. He had been locked to the bottom of the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2. He's now moved up to the high side of the speedway in 1 and 2. He's going to stay on the bottom down in turns 3 and 4. But as you mentioned, James, heavy lap traffic directly in front of the race leader. We'll see if that enables Hudson O'Neal to close in. It does. Hud's actually been faster than Jimmy Owens the last 2 laps.
Working lap 18 the last time around, DJ, was 1 second the advantage. I think it's going to be a little less than that off at turn 4. Still battling lap traffic and at turn 1. They're not actually lap traffic. They're still on the lead lap. But right now, Hudson O'Neal is closed to within a car length and a half on Jimmy Owens down the back straightaway.
Battle for the lead coming into your living room. Jimmy Owens in that black and orange 20. He's rolling the middle of the racetrack. Hudson O'Neal on the high side of the speedway in the blue and red rocket number 1. This time by 19 lap score. Jimmy Owens remains out front. He took the lead from Spencer Hughes on lap number 2.
The largest starting field in the history of this race as they go into turn number 3. O'Neal is there up at turn 4. They put Robbie Hensley a lap down. Here comes Owens. Here comes O'Neal 2 car lengths back. McDowell is still 3rd. Hughes 4th. Fergie runs 5th.
That's how they run. Again, 20 laps down, 1/5 of the way through this race. 20 laps in the books, 80 laps to go, and there's the new deal, Hudson O'Neal in that rocket number 1 on the high side of turns 3 and 4, just behind the tire tracks of Jimmy Owens, your race leader in that Kohler Motorsports number 20. Now Hudson O'Neal go to the top side in 1 and 2.
Dale McDowell pedaling hard, so is Spencer Hughes, so is Chris Ferguson. As they go into turn number 3, O'Neal to the outside. We've had 2 different leaders so far. Off at turn 4, they're going to go side by side. At the line, oh, the crossover by O'Neal, and that was close. And Owens still leads, but O'Neal takes the lead in turn number 2 with the slider.
Oh, it was 9
baby.
1/1000ths of a second at the stripe. O'Neal now clears him down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4 with lap traffic still in front of him. Hudson O'Neal, though, where's he going to go? He's got nowhere to go. Holy cow, we'll try to split him down in turns 1 and 2.
Out of 2, he'll slide up the track. Al Owens, he'll go about 5 car lengths back into turn 3. Dale McDowell is closing at 17M. Ferguson is 4th. Rice is 5th now as Hughes is back to 6th. Hedgecock. Pierce is up to 8th at 32. Then it's Bronson and Ryan Gustin.
Pierce started back in the 13th position. Hudson O'Neal not really able to pull away from Jimmy Owens, at least right now, as there's a look back on the gap between 1st and 2nd. Those 2 drivers have about 7/10 of a second over the 17M of Dale McDowell. There's McDowell just behind that blue number 7 of Ross Robinson, this time by 25 laps scored, 75 laps remaining.
Dustin, last year, Jonathan Davenport led all 100 laps in the first quarter of this race. We've had 3 different leaders here at Florence on a spectacular racetrack kind of turn forward. It's the 22-year-old out of Martinsville Landing and showing the way. You see Dale McDowell pedaling hard, trying to get around Ross Robinson.
Dale McDowell currently running 3rd. That's been his best finish in this race. 3 different times. McDowell, the long resume he has never won the Sunoco North-South 100. He's now cleared the 7 of Ross Robinson. He'll try to close in now on the 20 of Jimmy Owens. No lap traffic between Dale McDowell and the lead duo.
Out of turn number 2, weather still good so far. Remember, we get to the halfway mark, and it does happen that Mother Nature intervenes. But right now, we work lap 20 with Hudson O'Neal. Get his dad won this race twice. Here comes Josh Rice on the outside of Ferguson into turn 1.
It's fun. It's fun watching these guys tiptoe around the top of the racetrack. You just saw popping into the screen Bobby Pierce. He's up to 6th. He was running the very high side of the speedway. He went back down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Pierce now going to follow the 11 of Josh Rice and stay right around the rim in turns 3 and 4 as Rice crosses over the 22 of Chris Ferguson and moves up into position number 4.
Pierce 6th, Hughes 7th, Hedgecock 8th, Bronson 9th, Dalton Wilson in 10th right now in the Ratliff 18D. Hudson O'Neal continuing to show the way. Here comes Josh Rice. He and Chris Ferguson going at it into turn number 1. Rice is 4th, Ferguson is 5th. Right now, the advantage is 0.3 of a second. Seconds by Owens behind Hudson O'Neal, then 1.1 to Dale McDowell.
Jimmy Owens back down to the inside of Hudson O'Neal in a battle for the lead. Hud trying to work by the 16 of Tyler Bruening. He'll drive down to the inside of turns 1 and 2. Try to clear Bruening off corner number 2. Not quite able to do so. Oh, they made contact coming off corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. That'll allow Jimmy Owens to drive back down to the inside. Hud gonna stay out front. Wow.
32 in the books. Dale McDowell is pedaling hard. He's not out of it. Now Dale McDowell into turn number 2. You're going to have the top 3 here on the straight straightaway, making the top 4, the top 5 into turn 3.
Uh-oh, Jimmy Owens back down to the inside of Hudson O'Neal. This is a dynamic race tonight at the North-South 100. It's still Hudson O'Neal out front. Jimmy Owens down to the inside, and Dale McDowell's right there as well.
Man, here comes Rice. Josh Rice down the back straightaway, pedaling hard in the 11. In the Rick Jones zone, Sinis's construction entry. It's still Hudson O'Neal. 3 different leaders as they come down the main straightaway. O'Neal still out in front. 34 in the books. 16 shy, Dustin at the halfway mark. A dandy at Florence, y'all.
Man, this is fun. This is fun. I'll tell you what, these guys out here just throwing caution to the wind, racing like they are racing for $75,000 to win. O'Neal stays out front. It's Jimmy Owens second, Dale McDowell right there in third, Josh Rice pedaling hard in fourth, and Chris Ferguson and Bobby Pierce battling back there for fifth.
Here's the looser ground. You've got the top 5 or 6 all in the same straightaway. Off at turn 4, it's still Hudson O'Neal showing the way. Jimmy Owens second, Dale McDowell, Josh Rice, Chris Ferguson, Bobby Pierce. What a show at Florence in a turn number 2. Owens stuck to the bottom. O'Neal still leads.
Fergie goes around over in turns 1 and 2, and that will bring out the Gorsuch Performance caution on lap number 36 for the first time here tonight. And here's what put us under caution. Chris Ferguson and Bobby Pierce battling hard back there for position number 4. The 22 goes off the nose of the 32, and that is what has put us under the yellow for the first time here tonight.
36 in, 14 shy of the halfway mark for $75,000. Florence never disappoints. Last year a little bit disappointing. 100 laps.
Hey guys,
we're gonna
keep an eye on it. Sprinkles starting to fall down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
36 laps in, 64 laps to go. Here we go. Hudson O'Neal leads the Delaware double file restart back to the green. To the Racing for Heroes restart zone. Look at Bobby Pierce on the high side. That's where he wants to be. Pierce up top. Jimmy Owens going to try to clear Dale McDowell right there for second, but he doesn't. McDowell battles back on the outside. Wheel down the back straightaway. Nearly 3 wide for second going into corner number 3.
Oh, man. It's O'Neal. McDowell, look out. And we got a melee in 4, and the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out. We did get a lap complete. And Max Blair, Adam Stricker, Donald McIntosh, and I believe Stormy Scott all involved in turn 4, Dustin.
Yeah, trouble down there, and that's going to bring out the Gorsuch Performance caution again. So we did get a lap in, James, so 37 laps complete, 63 laps to go here at Florence Speedway. We're going to take a look at the instant replay, see what happened. Just several cars getting together over there near the Racing for Heroes restart zone. One of the drivers involved, the 2S of Stormy Scott, and he has made his way down to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, Ben.
Yeah, they're down here looking at all 4 corners on that race car, putting a little sheet metal away from the left side. Not sure if he's going to go back out or not. Not a sense of urgency. Crew Chief Jason Durham leans in to get a word with him.
So Hudson O'Neal, your race leader. Jimmy Owens second. Dale McDowell is third. Petey Halcomb, the chief starter here at Florence Speedway. For the last several years, 3 different leaders. We had them in the first quarter of this race. And we may be ready to go at the Racing for Heroes restart zone in the 41st Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100, presented by Lucas Oil for $75,000 off at turn 4. It's Hudson O'Neal leading them in the line.
Jimmy Owens and Dale McDowell side by side for second. Remember, as Ben mentioned, McDowell had second when that caution came out. He chose the outside lane on that restart. Jimmy Owens going to try to drive back down to the inside. McDowell who has the spot. James, here comes Pierce.
Out at turn 4, it's going to be O'Neal, McDowell, Owens, Pierce. Side-by-side battle for 5th between Hedgecock and Josh Rice. Out at turn 2, here comes Dale Mack in on Huddy.
Mac Daddy Dale McDowell has never won the Sunoco North-South 100. Is tonight the night? He's got a good hot rod as he peeks his nose down to the inside of Hudson O'Neal. Can't quite make the pass there. He'll look back down to the inside in turns 1 and 2. A phenomenal race here this evening at Florence.
Bobby Pearson, Jimmy Owens go side by side at a turn 3. Rice is 5th. Then it's Hedgecock, Bronson, Dalton Wilson, Davenport, Nice, Spencer Hughes is in 10th. Down the straightaway, 40 in the books, 10 shy of the halfway mark. Pierce on the outside of Owens. McDowell, we've got action all over the place. We may have the quadruple boxing again.
Give me all the boxes. Bobby Pierce was able to sneak by Jimmy Owens that last time by as we've got trouble on the racetrack. A tire has come up, I believe, the 79 of Donald McIntosh, and that will bring out the Gorsuch. Don't get in front of that. That'll bring out the Gorsuch performance caution with 40 laps in, 60 laps remaining. That's just let that thing bounce. Oh, heads up down there in the infield. Heads up. There we go.
Oh, it's been hot all week long, hasn't it, Dustin?
Yes,
Hudson
it has.
O'Neal, Dale McDowell, Bobby Pierce, Jimmy Owens, Josh Rice, your top 5. 60 to go for $75,000 in the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 presented by Lucas Oil at the Racing for Hero Start Zone. Here comes the 22-year-old out of Martinsville, Indiana.
Hudson O'Neal looking for his first ever win in the Sunoco North-South 100, as is Dale McDowell. Bobby Pierce to the inside of McDowell. Pierce, the winner of this race back in 2016. Josh Rice has never won it, neither has Kyle Bronson in the 40B.
Rice to 4th. Here comes Josh Rice. Up top at Florence, down the straightaway, and Rice and Pierce going at it. Two young guns in dirt late model racing. They love that concrete wall at Florence Speedway, but Hudson O'Neal out in front, and the wily veteran Dale McDowell in 2nd. And here comes Davenport on the bottom of Bronson. We've got action all over this track as we've had the last 3 days.
Ricky Thornton Jr., don't count him out. RTJ, he started back in 23rd position. The current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader finds himself inside the top 10. Back up at the front of the field, Bobby Pierce on the high side of Dale McDowell, trying to take the 2nd spot away and trying to bring Josh Rice with him. He crosses over McDowell. Pierce to 2nd.
He'll slide up the track, but here comes 11. Josh Rice has it wound up top. Down the back straightaway, 4 cars for the lead into turn 3, and still O'Neal by about 5 car lengths. Pierce up top, McDowell down low. Up against the wall is Rice. Off at turn 4, will score lap 44 with O'Neal still out in front.
Hudson O'Neal leads by 5/10 of a second over Bobby Pierce. O'Neal now going to go to the high side of the racetrack. Pierce is up high. McDowell doing Dale McDowell things. He stays glued to the bottom. Josh Rice in 4th is up high as well. This time by 5 laps shy of halfway. We got a battle again for the lead.
Pierce goes down low. O'Neal married to the top out of turn number 2. McDowell, Rice, Davenport has climbed to 5th. Wilson is 6th. Owens to 7th. Bronson, Ricky Thornton Jr. up to 9th. Dustin Jarrett.
He started 23rd. Jonathan Davenport right now runs 5th. He started 16th. Still, Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pearson, now Josh Rice momentarily clears Dale McDowell to take over the 3rd spot. McDowell going to try to drive back down by him down the back straightaway. Wheel to wheel, side by side for the 3rd spot. Rice up high, McDowell down low. Rice, will he cross him over? No, he gives him a shot.
Whoa.
The droop down the front straightaway.
Down to battle for lead. They're side by side. Pearson O'Neal up at turn 2. Here comes Rice. He'll pressure McDowell down the back straightaway. Will he go to the outside? Josh thought about it up to the top on McDaddy. Out at turn 4, a dandy at Florence. We are 2 shy of the halfway mark here tonight. Here comes Rice with the crossover, Dustin.
Rice going to try to clear Dale McDowell as he drives it deep into the corner at the front of the field. Pierce had a run on Hudson O'Neal as well. Good racing here at Florence Speedway. This time by 49 laps will be scored. It's still Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pierce. Then it's Josh Rice officially in 3rd, that time by at the stripe. Dale McDowell 4th and Jonathan Davenport rounds out the top 5. 6th is Dalton Wilson, Ricky Thornton Jr. 23rd to 7th. Kyle Bronson 8th, Jimmy Owens 9th. Corey Hedgecock rounds out the top 10. This time by, we're halfway home.
50 down, 50 to go. It's Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, Josh Rice, Dale McDowell, Jonathan Davenport, your top 5. The advantage is 9/10 of a second for Hudson O'Neal into turn 3. If this thing stays green, well, I don't know. Comers and goers with this new tire rule, buddy. 51 complete. We're past the halfway mark at Florence.
Man, you never know. I mean,
Nope.
You just never know. They're still side by side in the corners for the race lead, and they're still side by side for third between McDowell and Rice, and now Jonathan Davenport as well. That's what makes Florence so fun, man. This excitement, this is real coming from us, brother. This is good racing here in Florence, Kentucky.
Well, the defending race winner on the bot, 3 wide at turn number 2. Momentarily between Rice, McDowell, and Davenport. Pearson's about 3 car lengths back. We're going to double box it. Down the main straightaway, O'Neal leads Pearson to 1. Here comes Davenport on the bottom down the straightaway, in on McDowell. And meanwhile, Dalton Wilson is making his presence known at 18. They're 3 wide at turn 2.
They are indeed 3 wide, coming off corner number 2 for the third spot. Jonathan Davenport in the 49 from 16th. Dale McDowell in the 17M. Josh Rice in the 11. And Dalton Wilson, as you mentioned there as well. Wilson started back in 15th.
For the Kentucky-based team of James Ratliff out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. As we dive into turn number 3. Up top, it's Hudson O'Neal and Bobby Pierce up against the wall. Down the main straightaway. 55 scored at Florence. Here's the battle here. Rice, McDowell, Davenport, and the big perm into 1.
I don't know which screen to watch, man, because this is just way too good. Ryan Gustin going to make the hard left-hand turn to the infield as the Reaper's going to call it a night. The battle for the lead on the left side of your screen between Hudson O'Neal and Bobby Pierce, and they still fan out nearly 3 wide for third on the right side of your screen between Josh Rice, Dale McDowell, Jonathan Davenport, and Dalton Wilson.
It'll be a couple of more laps. They'll pick up the tail end of the field. Pierce down low. O'Neal up top. Down the straightaway. They have the lap car of Garrett Smith between them. And Adam Stricker. Meanwhile, battle back here. Josh Rice, Jonathan Davenport, Dale McDowell. Dalton Wilson is there. Here comes Dalton Wilson down the back straightaway. Thornton runs 7th. Owens is 8th. Bronson 9th. McCreadie is 10th. He came out of a provisional land in 39.
Yeah, Tim McCreadie started back in 24th. Boy, Bobby Pierce I think he needs to be up high, or he wants to be up high, but that's where Hudson O'Neal is running. Pierce knows if he's going to get by the Rocket One, he's either going to have to find another lane or try to work by him in lap traffic. Meanwhile, on the right side of your screen, you called it, James, the big perm, Dalton Wilson, and the Gorsuch performance caution is out. Kyle Bronson is slow on the back straightaway with 58 laps scored here at Florence. Yellow lights have been turned off. James, green flag is going to wave next time by. 58 laps scored, 42 laps remain. Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, Josh Rice, Jonathan Davenport, Dalton Wilson, your top 5. They'll fire in the Racing for Heroes restart zone in 3 and 4.
So far, you couldn't dream it up any better at Florence as we head down the main straightaway. Rice and Pearson to turn number 1. Hudson O'Neal lead him there. Rice will get it wound up. He'll diamond up the corner. Here comes Josh Rice down the back straightaway. He'll do the crossover on Bobby Pierce, and the crowd goes nuts.
Josh Rice, he'll stay up high down in turns 3 and 4. Will Pierce clear him? Pierce does. He takes the second spot back, and Davenport may pass them both. Oh, I thought they were going to make contact with JD right there. Rice going to clear the 32 once again. Here comes the crossover down the back straightaway. If they're not careful, I'm telling you, that fast 49 is going to drive by both of them.
And they're running with respect now. Rice will go through the middle. Can't quite make it stick. He loses his momentum. Into turn number 1. 40 laps to go in the north-south 100. Dalton Wilson got sideways, but we stay green down the back straightaway. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr. He's in 5th in the 20 RT. There is action all over this place, this entire event.
I don't know if Dalton Wilson hit just a little bit of the slime, got too low or what, but that car slid up the racetrack, and there's Ricky Thornton Jr. from 23rd. He's up battling for the 4th spot with Jonathan Davenport, and he may not be done yet. He's trying to take 3rd away from Rice.
Oh, man, O'Neal still leads. It's 8/10 of a second over Pierce. Pierce way up top, got to keep it out of the wall. Here comes Rice, here comes Thornton, here comes Davenport. Behind them, there's action all over the track. McCreadie up to 6th. Wilson 7th, McDowell back to 8th. Earl Pearson Jr., where did he come from? He's 9th. Man, oh man, are you serious?
Florida. But he was in the hot pit earlier. McCreadie started 24th. You love the movers and shakers here at Florence. Meanwhile, back up at the front of the field, Bobby Pierce has got the 32 wound back up, and he's closed back in on the new deal. Hudson O'Neal, 64 laps in the books. 36 laps to go. And that lead duo over the last few laps, James, they've been able to stretch out to about a 1 second advantage over the battle for third between Rice and Thornton.
Ricky Thornton Jr. down to the bottom. He's won the Castro FloRacing out at America event here. He won the Lucas Oil Ralph Latham race. Down the straightaway, it's Rice by a car length. Then behind them, Davenport, side by side, Wilson and McCreadie. Pierce still all over O'Neal. That cushion has got to be getting thin in turn number 2, Gustin, as they run the high side of the turn 4. O'Neal bobbles just a tad down the straightaway. 66 score tonight at Davie and Florence. Thornton at the bottom.
You were Thornton, yes. You were so excited you muted yourself.
That's all right, baby.
RTJ has moved up into position number 3 from 23rd, and now he has to try to close a 1.5 second gap between himself and second place Bobby Pierce.
Are these the number 1, 2, and 3 drivers in the nation right now?
Yes, they
They're in the
are.
top 3 at Florence. Pierce now about 4 car lengths back. Bobby goes to the bottom. Thornton is pedaling hard. You know he's not going to quit. 32 laps to go at Florence, man. It is far from over. We said it before. Leader at lap 90 doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win it. Rice and Davenport will go side by side down the back straightaway.
Just don't be shocked if Ben's talking to the 20 RT in victory lane at the end of the night. Ricky Thornton Jr. on the move in that car, and he is chipping away at the lead lap after lap. O'Neal, Pierce, Thornton, Rice, Davenport, your top 5.
Are these guys good? These dirt late model drivers are simply unbelievable. They are so talented. Meanwhile, battle back here, Davenport and Rice, they're going to go door to door. Off at turn 4 at the line. Davenport, no. They work lap 69.
Not quite. He's going to clear him, though, down the back straightaway. We'll see if he's able to hang on and officially lead at the scoring loop. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Hudson O'Neal slipped just a little bit that time off corner number 4. Bobby Pierce able to close back in. Pierce going to stick a nose under him, coming off corner number 2. Give me the battle for the lead. Yes, sir.
This may be a repeat of Deer Creek. Remember that back in July?
Oh, how could I forget?
Down the main straightaway, Ricky Thornton Jr. It's a 3-car battle into turn 1. 28 to go at Florence. Please stay green because it's O'Neal, Pearson, Thornton. 2 of those 3 have never won this race.
And they're closing in on the back of the field as well, James. They're just a couple laps away from catching the tail end of this field. This time by, they crossed the stripe. 73 laps down, 27 laps to go. Pierce back down to the inside of the battle for the lead. He just can't quite get it done. The 20 RT is coming. Will he make his move in lap traffic?
He's under in second. Here they come. Thornton digging on the bottom. The crowd in anticipation of this 3-car battle. Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pearson, Ricky Thornton Jr. for $75,000. They'll have 25 laps to go next time around.
This is just so much fun.
Keep
to
it
watch.
going, boys.
Let's go. Please keep this thing green. Hudson O'Neal and Bobby Pierce on the high side of the racetrack, and Ricky Thornton Jr. He's rolling the middle. Every lap rolling the middle. Just closing a little more and a little more. That last time by, James, 0.5 of a second separated the lead trio in the midst of lap traffic. This time by, 24 laps to go.
Man, oh man.
I know what you say.
They are still going at it. I can't believe it. Here comes Thornton now. Ricky Thornton Jr. will get a run through the middle down the back straightaway. He'll close on Bobby Pierce. And they put a lap on Tyler Erb. It's still Hudson O'Neal. Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr. through the middle. 23 to go at Florence for $75,000 out of a $300,000 purse. Oh man, here comes Thornton. Pierce trying to keep it out of the wall, but they got cars in front of him into turn 3. Gustin, 22 laps to go. A beauty at Florence.
Here comes RTJ back down to the inside. Look at this. Look at the sparklers bouncing off the back of the one of Hudson O'Neal. They fan out almost 3 wide down in turns 1 and 2. RTJ, he just keeps gaining a little more momentum in the middle. James, the question is, though, gaining that momentum is one thing. Actually passing these guys is another, though, this time by 21 to go.
O'Neal, Pierce, Thornton. 4th remains Davenport. 5th is Rice. They are side by side at a turn 1. They are pedaling hard. Can we make it a 5-way battle for the lead here? As they go into turn 3, O'Neal still up top here. Here comes Thornton down through the middle. Off at turn 4. through traffic. It is still Hudson O'Neal. Pierce tries to cross over. Overton is there on the bottom.
Pierce going to try to clear him right here. He does. Bobby Pierce will clear Hudson O'Neal down in turns 1 and 2 and take the lead. The 4th different leader of the race. It's not official though till he crosses the scoring loop on the front straightaway. This time by at the stripe. You've got a new leader. It's Bobby Pierce. You got a new 2nd place car. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. And you got a new 4th place car. It's Josh Rice. Oh, what a move there by Pierce. He just put 2 lap cars, James, between himself and the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr.
And Thornton now will slide through the middle. That's in front of Hedgecock. Down the straightaway, Bobby Pierce still out in front. 18 to go. Josh Rice, Jonathan Davenport, they're pedaling hard. They're going to make their presence known. Here comes Rice down the back straightaway, closes on O'Neal. Ricky Thornton Pierce, oh man, that was close on Garrett Alberson. Bobby Pierce, they are taking all kinds of chances. They know this is one of the premier crown jewel races in dirt late model racing. Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neal, the 2 winningest drivers in dirt late model racing. They're decided right now with 16 laps to go.
James, the outside groove down in turns 1 and 2, man, is razor thin, and Rice, I was just about to say, Rice jumped it down in 1 and 2, and there you just saw he jumped it again down in turns 3 and 4, and the Gorsuch performance caution is out as debris from Rice's number 11 sits on the track in turns 3 and 4. 84 laps are scored, 16 laps remain. It has been a dandy here in the Sunoco North-South 100.
I don't know.
If it's half as good as the first 80% of this race, man, we're going to be in for a show. Bobby Pierce, your leader. Ricky Thornton Jr. second, chooses the outside. Hudson O'Neal third, 84 in, 16 to go in the Sunoco North-South 100.
And that's the order they're in the country. Number 1, number 2, number 3, Ricky Thornton Jr. to the bottom. This crowd is ready to erupt. Thornton down the back straightaway. Bobby Pierce. Here comes Davenport on the outside. And the defending race winner. Here comes Dalton Wilson on the bottom. Out of turn 4, Bobby Pierce. 15 laps to go, Dustin Jarrett.
Jonathan Davenport up to third, as you mentioned, officially at the stripe, James. Now he rolls the middle. Bobby Pierce still rolls the high side off the corner. They allow the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. to close back in. Dalton Wilson, as you said, looking for a top 5 in the 18D, this time by 14 to go.
And right now, Davenport, O'Neal, here comes Dalton Wilson on the bottom. Pierce almost got in the wall. It's 0.7 of a second last time around, holds a good advantage. Wilson battling with O'Neal, Davenport in third. Rice is 6th, 7th. Chris Ferguson, who had to go to the back. Chris Ferguson had to go to the back in an A spot.
Yeah, he went to the tail of the field. He went to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit a little earlier on this evening. Coming around this time by 12 laps to go. It's still Pierce, RTJ, and the Gorsuch performance caution is out once again. 13 laps away from the finish, and that will bring out the Gorsuch performance caution on lap 87 of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. As we have got debris on the speedway, as Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials picking that up right there, coming off corner number 4. It may have come off, if that came off Kyle Bronson's car or not. He smacked the wall. Yeah, there you just saw, caught the tail end of it right there, James. Kyle Bronson grabbing the wall in the 40B. Ben, down to you.
Yeah, I think the thing to watch these final 13 laps is it's built a shelf on both ends, and it is a very fine line right now between getting over that shelf, getting into the wall, and that might be Ricky Thornton Jr.'s best chance getting around Bobby Pierce, because we know Pierce is not going to give up on that top, and if he can stay off of that shelf, he'll be fine, but it is getting very treacherous on both ends of this racetrack.
No pole show here, right?
Nobbe up 12, but he fell on that last restart. Remember, he was up 19. He started 29th and was up to 10th. He fell a few spots on that last restart. We're just about ready to get back underway here, James. With 87 in the books, 13 to go in the 41st running of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100, presented by Lucas Oil. Bobby Pierce will bring him back to the green.
Down the straightaway, Bobby Pierce way
got
up top.
high.
And Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to go to the bottom. Will we have our 5th different leader? We do into turn 2. And Bobby Pierce has got to keep it on the wall. Gets it wound up down the back straightaway. Here comes Davenport into turn 3. And Thornton shut the door on the slider. Out at turn 4, Dustin. 12 to go. RTJ out in front. What a restart he had. Pierce went way up top. Coming out of turn 4, Dustin.
Ben just talked about it before that, or during that caution flag, about how you got to tiptoe around the top of that racetrack. The 32 of Pierce, maybe a little too high, as you see him there, trying again up on the high side of the speedway. But he lost ground to Ricky Thornton Jr. on the restart, and now RTJ going to try to keep it out front. James, 11 to go.
He loses his momentum. Here comes Pierce down the back straightaway. Thornton shuts the door. Pierce is going to think about it. Whoa! Forces him up down the straightaway. They're not going to back out of it. They're side by side into turn 1. 10 to go.
Bobby Pierce by 7 1,000ths of a second officially led at the stripe, and now he goes back out front of Ricky Thornton Jr. Oh, baby, what a show at Florence.
Meanwhile, Davenport 3rd, O'Neill 4th, Wilson is 5th. Man, oh man, oh man. He forced him way up there, and Tim McCreadie slows, and the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out for the 39 car, who is running in 9th. Hey, Florence Speedway, what a show. What a show here tonight. And we've got 9 laps to go, Dustin Jarrett. 9 to go here tonight.
I would love to see 109 to go the way this one has gone. Ben Shelton, down to you.
Yeah, maybe a right rear going down on Tim McCreadie's car. They'll go to work on it. Danny Alberson, Garrett's wife down here helping out.
It's so much fun. This is so much fun.
I think instead of talking to the top 5, let's talk to all of them. Why not? Why not?
Well, hey,
why not?
Here's the thing. We're less than 10 to go, so it'll be a single file restart now since we're less than 10 laps to go. Bobby Pierce is your leader. Ricky Thornton Jr. 2nd. Jonathan Davenport 3rd. 9 laps remaining in the Sunoco North-South 100.
Yeah, Pierce is going to make sure this time because he slid up high coming to the green the last time, and Thornton got to lead to go into 1. Pierce drives straight up into turn number 2. Thornton now's got to get the momentum. Pierce got up against the wall. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes Davenport. Here comes Dalton Wilson. Out in turn 4, Bobby Pierce has got to keep it out of the wall, and he does it. He gets into the wall, but he maintains the lead. Oh, baby. He's flirting with disaster.
Ricky Thornton Jr. right there waiting in the wings in case something happens, and they're nearly 3 wide for 3rd behind the lead duo. Jonathan Davenport has that spot. Hudson O'Neill and Dalton Wilson trying to take it away. There's the battle for 3rd on your screen at the front of the field. Bobby Pierce remains out front this time by 8 laps to go. Pierce by 1 second is your leader.
Slide in front of Davenport. Here comes Dalton Wilson. They trying to make it 3 wide out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, they go 2 wide with O'Neill and Davenport. Meanwhile, Bobby Pierce is slipping away from Ricky Thornton Jr. They'll have 6 laps to go. O'Neill down the straightaway, but does he have anything left? If it stays green, they'll have 5 to go next time around. And Pierce, that turn number 2 is treacherous up there, trying to hang on.
But when you hit it right, man, you can really get a monster run down the back straightaway. This time by 5, flanges in the air. 5 laps to go for your race leader, Bobby Pearson. Pierce has stretched out to a 1.2 second advantage in the closing stages of this one. Hudson O'Neill up to 3rd. Now Jonathan Davenport back to 4th, and Dalton Wilson continues to round out the top 5 as we double it up for you at home.
It's like Deer Creek, right? You go up there in those corners, 2 and 4. Pierce right there trying to go up top. There's a thin razor line up there. He'll maintain the lead. They'll have 3 to go. It's 1.5 seconds over Thornton. Meanwhile, Davenport, as O'Neill comes under fire from the previous year's winner, down the straightaway. Dalton Wilson still 5th, Dustin. 3 to go. 32 looking good for his 2nd Sunoco North-South 100 victory.
Bobby Pierce, 2nd here earlier this year in the Castrol FloRacing Night in America race. Mentioned he was the 2016 champ, and this time by 2 laps to go for the smooth operator Bobby Pierce as he continues to pull away from Ricky Thornton Jr.
He has matured so much this year, owning his own team, right? As a driver, as a person, and Bobby Pierce right now trying to become a 2-time winner. He is flirting with that wall. White flag, 1 to go for the 26-year-old out of Oakwood, Illinois.
His dad won this race back in 1999. Bobby Pierce got the win in 2016. And as he heads through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, he will become a 2-time champion of the Sunoco North-South 100. It's the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, getting it done in 2023. Ricky Thornton Jr. finishes second, Hudson O'Neill third, Jonathan Davenport fourth, and Dalton Wilson rounds out the top 5 in a highly entertaining Sunoco North-South 100. Unofficially, it was Chris Ferguson 6th, Earl Pearson Jr. from the tail to 7th, Devin Moran 8th, Max Blair 9th, and Kyle Bronson unofficially rounds out the top 10.
Confetti's up, race fans, let him hear it. Bobby Pierce, your winner here tonight. The Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 champion presented by Lucas Oil. And the confetti's all that can slow him down there. As confetti got him, he jumps down off the car. Bobby, you win this race, but I've got to ask, lap 88 restart, what happened there, my friend?
Oh, man, I stepped on it good there. I thought the top would be great on exit. I spun the wheels and would have never have had to dirtied Ricky up there a little bit if I didn't do that. I got to apologize to him. I wasn't quite clear, but I didn't really complete the slider. We got side by side, drag race down the front stretch, and had to work for that one. That was tough.
You got back to the lead, though, and was it hard not to let it break your confidence when you saw him go around you? Did you know you had a car that could get back really within a couple of laps?
No, I didn't. I thought that was it. It reminded me of my very first time I won an Outlaws race. I led it to the very end. Last 2-lap restart, Dillard passed me, and I just flipped the switch and went crazy mode, and I didn't know if the top was still left over there in turn 1. That's what let me get that bite shot down. And, man, I can't thank my guys enough, though. The tires were freaking perfect, they said. And to go 100 laps as hard as I was racing it, huge shout-out to Zach. You did a heck of a job. I know you're not a tire guy, but you did great. And my other guys, Jeff and Brian, my dad, man, just an awesome car, awesome piece I get to drive. And I was a little bit more old school right there, but, you know, I didn't have points on the line or anything like that. Same $5,000 to win. 20 grand for second. I was just sending it and see what happened.
From 13th, was there ever a doubt that you would march forward and get your second Sunoco North-South 100 title?
No, man. I actually tweeted to Josh earlier. I'm sure he saw it. I said, hey, can we change it up next year? Because the inverts were tough. But, you know, everyone had to do it, and we knew it heading into it. And I think what they did earlier with the heat races made it a great racetrack for the feature. I know that's what.
There, we're back.
But the racetrack was perfect for the feature, you know. So what they did earlier made for a heck of a show. I didn't think the top was going to be there really like that. I thought it was going to be on the bottom middle. I saw JD sneaking up through there. He got 4th, and I was pretty nervous about him. I know Thornton was kind of rolling the middle too, and there was a lot going on in that race to come from 13th. I know sometimes 13 is a bad number. It's going to be unlucky, but tonight was our lucky number. I'm going to have to my sponsor, Chubby, I know he said I was going to take the lead on lap 61. I don't know what lap we took it on. He was pretty close. And thank you to Hudson. Drove me good. Ricky, once again, apologize a little bit for that. He drove a heck of a race. It was a lot of fun out there, and me and Chris got into it on the front stretch there. We just got tangled up when it got narrow, so apologize to him too. But, man, all these fans, I think this place was packed tonight. It's awesome to see that.
Who do you want to thank?
Oh, for sure. I got to thank Hoker Trucking, Reargun Waste Services, Carnegie Towing, Lake of Tree Services, Bloomington Normal Truck Performance, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Toyota of Danville, Fast One Speed Shop, Longhorn, Bilstein, Swift Springs, Vic Hill Race Engines, Fast Shafts, VP Racing Fuels, Go Lithium Batteries, A Plus Vacuum, Ted Brown, Buddha, Extreme Electric, Chubby, Pure Max Racing Oils. I know I'm forgetting a lot of people, but man, this is my second biggest win of my career, I think, so this is pretty cool.
Race fans, let him hear it. Bobby Pierce wins the Sunoco North-South 100 here tonight at Florence Speedway. DJ James, I'm going to toss it back up, and then we'll catch up with our second place finisher.
Well, I don't know what else.
He was about as wore out as we were calling that one, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And he's a lot younger than you and I.
Right? Well, he drove up from 13th to do it.
Wow.
and had to ride the rim to hold off Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neal, and the rest of the field. Ricky Thornton Jr. from 23rd to 2nd. He had the lead at one point, Ben, for a couple laps. Pierce was able to get back by him, though.
That's right, 23rd to position number 2 tonight, 2nd on the Big River Steel podium. Ricky Thornton Jr., you drove to the lead on lap 88. Anything you think you could have done any different to stay out front?
I don't know. He was definitely driving aggressive there. We've always ran each other pretty clean. I feel like that was probably the cleanest dirty slider he's thrown me. So I don't know. We didn't hit or nothing. So we'll move on. We'll put that one in the memory bank. But congrats to him. He ran a good race. You could tell he was just kind of riding there in second behind Hud. And then once I showed him the nose, he kind of made sure he got by him. And then I was able to get by Hud and just try to run as hard as I could without knocking the fence down. Seems like here lately these deals kind of get that big curve against the wall. So I feel like without that we probably had a really, really good car. Overall, I got to thank Burrows. It was kind of a long night for us. I haven't ran a lot of B mains, but we'll go on to Batesville next week. We got a really good car, really good points night for us. So I got a big shout out Hoker Trucking, Bigger Steel, Coltman Farms, my wife, my little boys, everyone that stopped by the apparel trailer. I appreciate all you guys. My crews worked their butt off, and the results have showed it. So hopefully we can keep this momentum going.
Race fans, Ricky Thornton Jr. 2nd here tonight.
Yeah, that's a $20,000 payday. I know he wanted that $75K, but man, we still have a non-qualifiers race here coming up.
We do still have that, and we've also got your 3rd place finisher, Hudson O'Neal, down there on the front straightaway. Hud led more laps in this race than anyone, and he's going to grab a word with Ben Shelton.
Hudson O'Neal, you come home in 3rd on the Big River Steel podium. Man, you led a lot of laps there, but when it got late, it looked like you had your hands full.
Yeah, I did. I just got it. There we go. I just got a little too tight right there at the end, and really the middle of that race, and then I was just a little tight against the cushion. But all in all, we had a good run, and I felt like we made progress here all weekend, and just kept getting a little bit better and a little bit better. So I'm looking forward to going to Batesville next week. Looking forward to going back to shop and regrouping a little bit after a couple months on the road. So I thank all my guys, Mark back at home, and Danny, Joel, Austin, Cody, my girlfriend, and all my family here. I had a bunch of family here, and I really appreciate having all of them here. And everybody on that race car, Valvoline, Sawyer Calf Ranches, O'Neill Savage and Recycling, WR1 Sim Chassis, Gunner's Honey, Ace Metalworks, Performance Grading, Sunoco Race Fuels, Rocket Chassis, everybody back at the shop, working. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to come out here and do this. And Integra Racing Shocks, Kaiser Manufacturing, the Andy Durham race engine ran awesome tonight. And we want to be just a couple more spots, these 2nds and 3rds, and piling up. And it's our turn one of these times. We just got to figure out when.
Race fans, Hudson O'Neal comes home in position number 3 on the Big River Steel podium.
And Benji and DJ, they entered the race as the number 1, 2, and 3 drivers in the country, and that's how they finished here tonight.
Yes, it was.
Well, coming home 4th, the Penske Shocks top 5, and coming home position number 4, Jonathan Davenport. We were going to for a second. JD, you come home 4th, man. You started digging the middle stages of the race, and it looked like you might have something for the leaders, but you come home 4th tonight. What more did you need out of this race car?
I don't know, just getting a balance on it, really. We was a little too tight last night, and I think we was a little too free tonight. So it don't take but just one adjustment, and you can be out of the top 5. So we had a good points night. We dug our way up. From starting last in the heat race. I made a mistake and trying to get too much there on the initial start, and got my left rear cut down. And so we come back from that. I think we started 16th, 18th, whatever it was. So it was a good. Here we go. All right, we good? All right, okay. So anyway, it was a good run for us. Just thanked my guys, obviously. Nutrient Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty, Dynagrow. Had a Cornet in tonight. Motor ran great, good and smooth. Longhorn Chassis, Bill Stein Shocks. Thanks to all these fans coming out, sticking out. I thought we was going to get rained out there at one point, but we kept rolling there, and just barely missed us. So that was good. We didn't have to stay here tomorrow. So it was a good weekend all in all for us. So a couple top fives, and we'll move on. And like I said, just a good points night till we can get ourselves locked into that top 4 going into Eldora.
Superman Jonathan Davenport in 4th. And we'll go down here, bouncing back and forth, rounding out the Penske Shocks top 5 here tonight. Well, Dalton, you were in the top 5 multiple times. Once early, got crossed up, down in 1 and 2. You bounced back. All in all, to end the weekend with a 5th place finish. Is that something that this team can smile as you roll out of the gate?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've had a pretty good weekend. We passed a lot of cars during that feature, and I got crossed up down there pretty bad on one of them restarts and lost a few spots. But to recover and get back to the top 5, we'll definitely take it.
Race fans, Dalton Wilson rounds out your top 5 in the Ratliff Motorsports number 18. DJ James, what a night here at Florence.
Absolutely, it was an incredible night of racing here in the 41st running of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100.